themselves with full credit.
So,
the greatest pride of Ghanaians today is that our nation is recognized in the world as a locus of peace in an environment of turbulence.
so,
The international community widely acclaims us for the safety in our streets. If we take pride in our climate of peace and accept the applause of the world for the safety in our streets, we cannot fail to acknowledge the crucial role of the frontline protectors of our peace and security.
so,
When we smuggle in our comfortable beds at night, we cannot forget that there are thousands of our sons and daughters battling with mosquitoes while dutifully protecting us from the snares of criminal minds.
so,
While we drive along our motorways, whether in our shining limousines or the humble trotro or Aboya and Pradia, we cannot forget that there are again thousands of our sons and daughters keeping guard in the most inhospitable spots, just to make sure we arrive safely at our destination.
so,
The truth is not enough if we fail to acknowledge that we owe a huge debt of gratitude to the blue uniform, the safety we cherish.
so,
So today we say, I owe to the police for faithful service to the nation. I go for your selfless sacrifices in the most difficult terrains. I go for the safety in our streets. And I go for selflessly standing guard while we sleep.
so,
As I have already mentioned, the Ghana Police Service is one of the legacies of our past colonial past. Long before the first police uniform was sewn, communities have learned how to live together. Before courts were built, disputes were settled. Before statutes were written, wrong was already understood.
so,
Custom was the first law. Culture was the first constitution. It taught restraint before punishment, responsibility before rights, and harmony before victory. It reminded people that their actions did not end with themselves, that every deed echoed through family, lineage, and memory.
so,
In those days, a child feared disappointing an elder more than facing authority. A man thought twice before wrongdoing, not because of arrest, but because shame would have applied him. Conduct was shaped long before crime would take root. That is the quiet power of culture.
so,
When culture is strong, crime struggles to breathe. When culture collapses, law enforcement is forced to compensate. No number of episodes, no matter how disciplined, no matter how well equipped, can replace a society that has lost its moral compass.
so,
Law enforcement functions best where people already believe that order is worth protecting. This is why we have been pleased to join hands with the Police to initiate this conversation. It has been most useful at this point in time to engage with an IGP steeped in history and culture and able to appreciate the essential interplay between the two.
so,
In the world, there is meant to the colonial authorities relied on traditional authorities for the maintenance of law and order. Indeed, you know that the British were content to make domestic law and order a joint function between law enforcement and traditional rulers.
so,
When the Asante Nation became part of the new nation state of the Gold Coast, Asante was allowed to keep and retain his own police. And he gave police that all the authority of the colonial police well into the concept of independence. Along the original Gold Coast colony, one of the most eminent chiefs was Azuma, the owner of Manyako, who in his life played a key role in the preservation of law and order.
so,
It is no wonder that Roland gave us the first Ghanaian head of police, the eminent Area Magistrate, was to go on to serve as leader of opposition in power.
so,
And it is no surprise that the seed of the past continues to flower in our incumbent IGP.
so,
The lessons of history suggest that we can build a safer, more peaceful society by conscious effort to bring the guardians of culture and the protectors of ever closer.